I still hear the clink of glasses from that night, like tiny hammers tapping against my ribs. Dad's voice cut through the room. Sharp, public, intentional. "Working in pajamas isn't a career," he announced, standing like a performer on his personal stage. The table roared. Even my mother hid her laughter behind her wine glass. I didn't argue, didn't flinch. I just stood, pulled out my chair quietly, and walked out of the restaurant while their laughter trailed behind me like smoke. That was the moment something old in me snapped and something new woke up. Dad wasn't always my antagonist. There was a time I chased his approval like sunlight. He'd take me fishing at dawn, telling me to look a man in the eye and never hide who you are. I used to believe he meant it. But I grew up, found a passion for building things online, built a remote business from scratch. Quietly, privately, relentlessly. Dad dismissed it from day one. "Real men work with their hands," he'd say, "not with whatever that laptop nonsense is." At first it irritated me. Then it exhausted me. But that night when he mocked me in front of everyone was the first time it hurt, because the laughter wasn't harmless. It was betrayal, clean and blunt. The signs of his resentment had been there, the way he tensed when I mentioned clients, the smirk he wore when I'd say I had a good month, the forced congratulations dripping with sarcasm. But 2 days after that dinner, I understood the real reason. I got the call from my uncle. Dad's construction business, his pride, his identity, was sinking fast. Mismanaged loans, delayed projects, quiet desperation papered over with loud confidence. And suddenly his mockery made sense. He wasn't laughing at me. He was bleeding and needed someone to bleed on. I sat in silence after that call. No anger, no pity, just clarity. For the first time in my life, I saw him not as a father, but as a man cornered by his own pride. The plan didn't come from revenge, not at first. It came from the same instinct he taught me on those dawn fishing trips. Watch the water. Move only when you're ready. So I dug quietly, not to gloat, but to arm myself. I reviewed market trends, bought a chunk of his company's debt from a lender who just wanted it out, acquired a key supplier contract he relied on using my company's name, not mine. No theatrics, no threats, just logic executed with surgical precision. Every move tightened the net around him, not to crush him, but to force a reckoning. By the time the second week rolled around, my position was solid. He had no idea the storm forming over his head was one I controlled. Then came the knock. A hesitant, unfamiliar sound. Dad had never knocked gently on anything. When I opened the door, he looked smaller. Shaved too quickly, shirt wrinkled, eyes tired. "Can we talk?" he asked. I stepped aside and let him in. He wandered my living room like it was foreign territory. Maybe it was. He'd never visited before. "I'm in some trouble," he finally said. He explained the loans, the sinking projects, the contracts being bought out. His voice cracked once, and he swallowed it fast. "I need help. A loan, a partner, something." His eyes finally met mine, and for the first time in my life, he wasn't looking down at me. He was looking up. I let the silence stretch. He mistook it for hesitation. Then slowly, I slid the contract folder across the table. My name was on every acquisition, every piece of leverage, every lifeline he'd come begging for. His face drained, not from anger, but realization. "You," he whispered. I nodded, calm, controlled. "This is what Pajamas built," I said. He sank into the couch, hands trembling, years of arrogance collapsing all at once. "I'm not here to destroy you, but I won't save the version of you that mocked me. You want help? Then you face what you did." He didn't speak, not for a long time, but he signed the partnership papers, giving me controlling interest of his company, the same company he once boasted I'd never understand. That was months ago. The business is stable now, leaner, smarter, quieter. Dad still works there, but he reports to me. We don't talk much during the day. He avoids looking at me the way a soldier avoids looking at the medic who saved him. But every now and then I catch him watching, not with resentment, but with respect he never gave before. Funny how silence paired with precision can do what shouting never could. Some people learn through wisdom, others need consequences. Dad needed both, and I finally gave them to him.